I've realized that mobile content creation is getting pretty, getting pretty dope. Looking pretty cool, because like this right here is my iPhone 15 Pro Max small rig cage, and yeah, quite a few stuff that is on this that makes sense, and it works for me, really works. This is a good little, well, what do you call this small? Look at it. What do you call it small? This is a good, oops, let me tighten this. This is a good camera for BTS as released a video. Really good for BTS. And one or two photos, but I'm actually talking about the video aspect of it. So yeah, because this camera shoots, why am I talking like why am I saying it? Because this phone, right, the iPhone 15 Pro Max shoots ProRes 422, HQ in log, Apple log, which means I can just color grade the footage I want it. After actually rig out the camera, rig out the phone. Why am I keep on saying camera? After rig out the phone like this, right? Well, technically, it's you're rigging it out video aspect. So let me just say camera. No, I'm gonna say phone. So actually rigging out the phone just like this, right? So this is how I have it rigged out. So I have a SSD up top. I have my two handles right here. I have this very fast Type-C to Type-C cable, and I have a small rig SSD holder on top as well. You get me? And for the stand, I have this 𝗕𝘂𝘀𝗶𝗲𝗀𝗀 which is a 3.5K ball head, I think. And this base right here is, this leg right here is from 𝗕𝘂. So much different things just to get some cool content. Oh, let me not forget this ND filter comes with the rig as well. I think there's something on it. Oh, no, guess there isn't anything on it. So yeah, so let me give you like a small breakdown of, what some of these things can do. All right, so let me first start off with the SSD that is on top. All right, so let me break it off, pull it apart. So this SSD right here is actually what I store all the media files to. This SSD is less than $2,000. Oh, I mean, this SSD is less than $200, right? Currently, yeah, currently, because when I first purchased it, it was about a little bit over 200, but I think it's less than $200 now. This SSD reads and writes, I think it's 2,000 megabits per second. But let me let you understand that what is inside this is actually NVMe, which is, this is actually used for gaming, but it actually can use for like storage and stuff like that. And I really love editing from this. You get me? Because like, yo, you want to make sure that whatever you're doing is rendering very fast, it's not lagging or anything like that. Storage speed is really good, transfer speed is really good. So that's one. And yeah, I've been using this for some time now, so let me just test it out on this rig. So this is a SSD holder from small rig, you get me? So all you need to do is actually mount the SSD in it. Yeah, just set it to how you want it, and then you just slide it in. Yes, and then you can adjust the cable management right here. You can actually tighten it, loosen it, so you can detach the cable, and this actually holds the cable in place so it doesn't like slip out or break or anything like that. This is the cable that I've been using. Well, I recently got this cable. This is a Type-C to Type-C cable, but this actually says this is a 20 gig cable, and there's a 60-watt cable. So I don't know, it says that, so I'm just working with it. It actually works pretty good. It feels pretty sturdy. I can actually leave a link to all the things that I'm talking about. So yeah, on the front of the camera we have this ND filter from small rig, right? Because I'm shooting log, right? I have to make sure that I can get back the colors, the contrast. So I have to use this ND filter right here. So this ND filter is like a it's like sunglasses for your camera. You get me? Because you don't want it to be too bright. Because I'm shooting log, there's no color, right? And I want to be able to shoot wide open. You get me? So when as it relates to the shooting aspect and the setting and everything, so furthermore into the video, I'll explain to you guys which software that I use. And if I'm not using any software, I'll explain to you how else I use it. You have two connecting parts where you can actually screw this ND filter on. But I just screw it on. Just screw this on. Screw it on. And I have it like that. Right? So let's talk about the handles right now. Okay, so let me just raise this back down. 1, 2. So here we have two handles, right, which can be mounted on the top of the cage and also at the side of the cage based on how you have the phone orientation, right? One of the good things about these handles is that you actually have a Bluetooth trigger, which is right on top. Let me do the influencer thing, show this thing here. So you have a Bluetooth trigger that actually you can, you know, press and stop record and start record on the go instead of you have to like be pressing the screen or something like that. So your phone just automatically connects to the Bluetooth. And one of the most excellent thing that I love about this, right? So underneath, which is this little opening right here, right? You can actually put the all-in key, right? You can store it right there in both of them, to be honest. And you can remove the Bluetooth if you want. You just simply slide it. Oops. Simply slide it to the left or right, and there you have it. It's like out, and it works for both of them. So you can move this one, remove the top one from this as well. But because I'm right-handed, I like to have it in my right hand, right? And one of the next thing is you can actually remove it and just, you know, operate the phone wirelessly. Well, you're actually doing it wirelessly, but at a close range. So you can actually, like, for example, when I'm driving off-road, I'll mount the car like to the roof and then just press record and press stop. But there's just that I don't know when it's recording or not, so I just have to just think if it's recording or not. Press record, press stop, and then I can actually get the footage. Meanwhile, I'm not there. All right, so let me just clamp this back in. Easy clamp on. All right, another easy clamp on. And that's basically it for that. And I have a quick release from the 𝗕𝘂𝗶𝗲𝗀𝗀, which is very easy. You get me? Clap that back on. Yeah, so I can utilize the phone how I want it. All right, so some of the downside of reusing this entire thing like this, right? So because I'm shooting directly to the SSD, you know, the iPhone only comes with like one Type-C port, right? So in order for me to like get audio wirelessly and also record to the SSD, I would have to use like a dual Type-C port extension thingy, you get me? So I can actually plug two stuff in it at once. And shooting like this, it actually sucks battery, right? So I've seen quite a few YouTubers setting up battery pack and stuff. I'm like, nah, bro. Like, for me, I'm not going to do all of that. You get me? I'm okay with this. If I want to shoot, and I'm not. If I want to shoot long term, like really long form content, I'll just use my camera. Like, I'm not gonna use my phone to do all of that, right? But based on how it is right now, it's really working very good. You get me? All right, so this is what the app looks like. So you have different focal length that you can choose from with the camera. You get me? You have different lens. You have the 1.5, that's 120 times zoom. You have the standard 24. And for the wide angle, that's a 13 mm. That's 1.5, right? So yeah, that's the wide angle camera, standard wide angle camera. And yo, it works out pretty smooth. And if you want like stabilization, you can choose standard, extreme. But when you like go extreme, it like cropping a bit, right? And you know, you have shutter angles and you can change it to shutter speed if you want and stuff like that. But I realized that the iris, which is the f-stop, only stays at 1.8, which I don't mind. I'm okay with that, right? I don't mind it. I can change the white balance, ISO, and stuff like that, and I have the option to record to my phone. So there's a hack, right? So if you have like the 1 TB, if you have the 1 TB iPhone 15 Pro Max, you can actually record the ProRes 60, right, internally to the phone. But when you don't have when you're not using the app, you have to use like the regular ProRes 42230. That's the most you can go without using an SSD when you're not using the app, right? But when you're using the app, you have so much flexibility in it, and then you have like, you can actually preview how you want the video to look with the focus assist. But not, you can actually preview how you want the video to look with the LUT preview. So we have so much settings in here. That you can actually use, right? So we can change the file size if we want, right? If you don't want it too high, you want to save on storage, cool. And resolution HD in 720. I don't know who's going to shoot in 720, right? Color profile, how you want it to look. I keep it on upper log at all times, right? But listen, when you're importing it to, well, I use Final Cut Edit. When you're importing it to Final Cut, you would have to turn it off, because Final Cut automatically gives it like a Rec 709 color profile. So you'd have to go into the setting and just turn it to upper log, and you're good to go to grade it to how you want it, right? And you have so much things here. Enable vertical, like there's so much things here. Enable vertical video, trigger indicator, and stuff like that. Volume, lens correction. Like there's so much different way to just maneuver your camera, right? You can actually have proxies when you're recording, so that when you're going to like edit, you don't have the proxy files already. So like this setup is really unique, and I don't know what else is like one of the downsides to this, right? Because like I've been using this for quite some time. Love it. Really love it. And how it works for me right now, it's really good. The quality is so amazing. I'm like, is this really coming from a phone? But yes, it is coming from a phone. So guys, I don't know if you want me to do like more videos about this cage setup, right? Like I don't know if you guys want me to shoot something, out of the norm, I can. You get me? And show you guys like how I set up, how I light it and stuff like that. So please like, comment, and subscribe for more if you want more videos like this. And I'll see you guys in another video. And I'm out. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm out.